my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we rejoin a very important conversation, but look through a slightly different lens now. Maternity and paternity refer to the periods of leave and benefits provided to new parents, typically after the birth or adoption of a child. And here to discuss the ins and outs of maternity and paternity from a legal standpoint is Bernard Reisner, the Cape Labour and Industrial Consultant representative here today. Bernard, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
This is obviously going to be a legal discussion, so we're going to get into a lot of the jargon and the information that needs to be known that we often miss or don't even know is there to help us. So thank you so much for being here to cast a light. Let's maybe start with the legal rights and responsibilities of a mother and father during maternity and paternity leave. Where do we start this journey?
Okay, just initially, it's quite important that UIF Act has come into being from the 1st of April 2002. And all workers who work for 24 hours or more per month must contribute to the fund. That is the general scenario for employers, employees in the business environment.
That's where it starts.
Okay, and
sure.
Of course, from the 1st of April 2023, that act applied to domestic workers. So it's very important. And I just want to give you a slight background because there are employees that are excluded to be able to register and claim from this fund.
Okay.
And those employees who work less than 24 hours per month.
Okay.
And public servants, for instance.
Okay.
And people who enter into a learnership agreement.
Okay.
So this is very important that not every employee is
not a given, for sure.
Given to be entitled to register and claim UIF benefits.
Okay.
Now, just another important scenario is that many employers in this country fail to even register their employees for UIF.
How does this break the process down? Because we hear about this so often, and I think a lot of people are just living in denial or just not being a part of that. How does this affect the system if we are not registering employees within our ecosystem onto to UIF? What does this mean for the system itself?
You see, the system has its functionalities, right? Mm-hmm. And the system is in place to cope with the provisions of the Act. Yet, the problem lies, as you inferred, with the failure of employers to register. Now, when they fail to register their employees, that is, in fact, a criminal offence.
I was going to say, yeah.
Okay, not only that, when there is a dire need for an employee to register and claim for, whether it is in this case, as I say, for maternity leave or paternity leave, they approach the Department of Employment and Labour and their claim is not processed accordingly, because if you go in, for instance, into the office of the Department of Employment and Labour and the UIF inspector, then brings up the database and it reveals that this particular employer is not even on our system.
Not even registered.
Or there are shortfalls in the UIF contributions. The UIF official might say, listen, we cannot process the UIF claim until these issues are rectified.
And I'm wondering how many times this happens, how many, an hour's lost there, 2 hours lost there, half a day of work's lost there. When you look at the impact in that system, I want to ask you to think about, just as a starting point, because I think a lot of people who are about to enter into this phase are thinking, what do I get? When I get my paternity leave, when I get my maternity leave, what am I owed if all the right boxes have been ticked, if my employer has registered, and if I've been making the right kind of contributions to the UIF? What is that expectation? We're going to get into that in just a moment. If you're about to enter into this phase yourself, if you're about to take paternity or maternity leave, these are the elements you need to know about. We'll continue in just a moment.